Well, hi everybody. It's Steve Caton here again to continue the conversation about this journey into entrepreneurhood vis-a-vis Alteza, the company I started 4 years ago. And so, as I alluded to the last time that we were together, I was going to talk a little bit about the fight. I think I called it the fight for sales. I want to reframe that a little bit, and I want to really just talk about the fight for survival. Because when you first start your company, that's what it is. It's legitimately a fight for survival, which brings me back to something that I talked about in a previous video, which was really being anchored in your why and understanding your owner's intent when you start the business in the first place. Because when it gets hard, and it will, if you don't really have a concrete why and a concrete purpose for why you're starting the business in the first place, it's going to be really easy to pull the ripcord when it gets tough. And I can tell you that I made an agreement with myself when I started Alteza that I was burning the ships to going back into the corporate world. I knew that that was something I could do, but I wasn't going to do it. I was just like, nope, that safety net is gone. Okay, so enough of setting the table on how hard it's going to be. Let's just talk about the fight for survival or the fight for revenue, which you are absolutely going to be doing in the first year or two of your business. Let me just share this from my experience. If you have a proven, like if you have a product or a service that's already established in the marketplace, and you're just entering into a marketplace that's already existing, already accepted, then the key for you is differentiation, right? So you have to be sure, absolutely sure, that you differentiate your product or service from all the other options that are out there, because people have a lot of options. You see it as competition, buyers see it as options. So you need to be clear on what your option is and why it matters. My suggestion to you is be really specific about your ideal client profile, really specific to the point of even feeling a little bit exclusive. The reason I say that is because the more clarity you can have about who you serve and how you help them, the easier it is for people to align with your value proposition and go, yeah, I think I need that. I want to explore that. The more vague you are, the more likely it is that people will move on because they're confused. They don't really understand what you offer. Now, if you're going to end a market with something that's not proven, something that there's not a lot of competition, not a lot of established protocol, like what I did with Alteza, there's not a lot of people out there doing fractional sales execution. So I didn't really have the benefit of talking to a lot of other people who had done it and learning what I needed to learn from them. So guess what? I had to just dive in and do it. So and if you're in a stage like that, you've guys got to go get customers as fast as you can. And we've all heard the term fail fast. Well, I would say that's what you got to do. You got to go find customers and you got to work with them. You got to do your best and figure out whether, which ones are a good fit and which ones aren't. And guess what? Some of them are going to be a bad fit. Some of them are going to be a good fit. You're going to probably churn and burn a lot of customers. It's kind of the nature of the beast. I hate to say it, but again, if you're doing something that's new and innovative and unproven, this is the journey that I've been on. All right, so let's put a bow on this conversation for the day. Here's what I want to share with you as we wrap. If you keep your head down, if you stay determined, if you've really got yourself anchored in a mission and a purpose and a compelling why, you're going to feel at some point in time, you're going to feel the wind shift to being mostly at your back instead of always in your face. The way I knew that had happened for me is I stopped waking up at 3:30 in the morning with the thought of, oh my gosh, what have I done? Really fear-based thinking at 3:30 in the morning to transitioning to more hopeful thinking at maybe 5:30 in the morning, which is way better for me. So that is an amazing place to be. And you will get there if you stay the course. You will get there. There are situations where maybe the market isn't accepting what you have to offer. We'll talk about that in another video, about what do we do with that. And but for now, I just want to encourage you, if you're anchored in the proper why and you've differentiated yourself strongly, or you're ready to enter into that season of failing fast so you can learn, and you're determined, you will get through it. And that fight for survival will transition to a fight for something more significant, a fight for scale, a fight for for meaning, a fight for significance, and that's a fun place to be. So hang in there, and we'll keep talking about this in the next episode. But for today, thanks for listening, and as always, I hope this is helpful and encouraging. See ya.